In 1999, Waylon Jennings made a few trips to the home studio of his steel guitarist, Robby Turner. His health was declining, but he had some songs he wanted to record, so he laid down 12 tracks, just him and his guitar. He never got around to finishing those tracks, having passed away in 2002. Robby kept hold of that project and is finally ready to release what would have been Waylon's last album. We had a chance to learn more about that special project.
So Waylon calls and says, I want to cut some tracks at your studio, just me and acoustic guitar. And so I asked him, are these songwriter reference tapes, and do you want to do them straight to the DAT machine or CD, or do you want to do it on the multi-track where you get overdubbed? He said, I want you to overdub on it. So I got prepared for that. We did the tracks. And then after completing his vocals and guitar, we got ready 2 or 3 weeks later to fly out for a weekend gig or something and left at the Nashville airport. And I was sitting beside him. I said, oh, by the way, what's the deadline on finishing these tracks? He said, there is no deadline. Just finish them one day. So after Waylon passed away in 2002, I waited a week or two, and I was out in my studio doing something, opened the tape closet, and I see the tapes up there with his name on them. And every time I'd open the tape closet and see those tapes, I'd say, well, you know, I still have that appointment. I would think what he said, you finish them one day. But then I would say, I'm not ready yet. Because I thought about, I would always be filled with pain from missing him. And it got to a point to where I felt like I could deal with him. You know, put them on, so I've stuck them on the 24-track machine and listened to them, and I started thinking about the opportunity it would be to get everybody together again. That was the most important thing to me, is to have the good feeling of his presence again, and that's what everybody said that was involved. Even people that didn't know Waylon said they felt his presence. When Reggie and I worked on the stuff, there'd be times we'd be laughing at the end of a song because he'd say something funny at the end of it, Waylon would. And there'd be times we'd be crying, you know, like when the Bell of the Ball with the acoustic guitar would come back in. Because that's an emotional part because we know him and we could feel that that's him, you know, playing acoustic, slinging that thumb.
There was a sense that Waylon was in the room with us, very, very much so, smiling at us, and I think we did what he wanted us to do, you know. And but I have all the confidence in the world with what Robby is doing to the tracks, and I know Waylon would, and I'm sure he's smiling down at us with approval. You know.
He just knew that I would take the stuff and run with it, and we discussed these things. And me and Reggie always did records with him. I did his last 9 albums before this one. And when me and Reggie would work in the studio with him, he never told us what to do. We would play till we saw him smile. And so that was our thing, and that's what I told Reggie when I talked to him on the phone. I said, I want us to do this record, and I want us to just play until we see him smile.
Had a good time, living what the good life brings.
When he wrote I Do Believe, he was in his office and played it for me, just him and acoustic guitar. I went through the whole thing, and I was about in tears when he finished it because I was at a point in my life where I was going through changes about my beliefs, and it tickled me to hear that he was kind of in the same place, and how he put all that into one tune was amazing, because it's really hard. It's like putting your life story in a song.
He questioned a lot of things spiritually, and it's all in this song, and it's just incredible lyric. And there again, I feel so humble to get to play on that, you know. Anyway.
Or to catch me when I fall. He gave us all a mind to think with, and to know what's right from wrong.
I love the rawness he's kept through the whole thing. You know, it sounds like everybody had a lot of fun playing, and it sounds like you were there. You know?
The last go around was him going out rocking. It was the band he always wanted to have, and there was no stopping us.
If I can't go down Rockin, I ain't gonna go down there. No.
Now it's time for our weekly songwriter tip, brought to you by Nashville Songwriters Association International. This week we sit down with Robin Ruddy as she talks about networking.
When you're new to Nashville, the best thing to do is to go out to songwriter nights. And Nashville has them 7 nights a week in several different venues, so it's really easy to get out and play your songs. One of the best things about going out to songwriters nights is that you can network with a lot of other people that are doing the same thing, or maybe some people in the industry that you want to meet. And networking also includes following up. The next day you go home and you have a pocket full of business cards, you should contact them and Facebook them and stay in touch. Networking will help you succeed.
To learn more about NSAI, visit NashvilleSongwriters.com. That's about all the time we have for this week's show, but don't forget those last recordings from Waylon Jennings. And are online only at InsideMusicRow.com. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page too for all the latest news and events going on around town. We're going to leave you today with a classic from the cowboy himself, George Strait, and She'll Leave You with a Smile. Until next time, I'm Bailey for Inside Music Row, and I'll see you again real soon.